Hi guys, welcome to day 8 of Ab Camp. It's the beginning of week 2 and I'm really excited for this week because this week we are going to be building upon the foundation of core activation and kind of finding those deep core muscles, waking them up that we started last week. So week 1 was all about activating and finding the deep core muscles. Now we're really gonna make them work. So if you're ready, let's get started with today's Ab Camp activity, which is swimming. We're gonna go swimming and we're gonna start standing up and then end up on the mat. You won't need any equipment, not even a yoga block, so let's get started. So we're gonna get the entire body moving during this beginning portion. Even the arms and the thighs are gonna be burning, but just know that moving and using the muscles of one area will affect another area. It will affect the core. So let's begin by mimicking a backstroke. So pretend like you're lying in the pool and you're on your back. Make your knees soft and your feet about shoulder width apart, and let's just do a nice back stretch. So really moving your arms in a nice big overhead circle. You can take it slow, that's just fine. But really stretch up and over. Feel how when you move your arm up and over, it does kind of tug on the abs in a really nice way. So it's tugging on the abs as you come back. Breathe with it. Two more on each side. Last one right here. Roll out your shoulders and let's go right into a chair pose. So we did this on day 3. Your feet are about fist distance apart and your knees are about fist distance apart. You're zipped up and strong through the core. Bottom is sitting way back and you're in this nice chair pose, like you're sitting back into a chair. Now, it's important for you to know that if you haven't done these videos in order, I really encourage you to stop right here and go back to the beginning and do each video in order, because each video really builds upon the next to get you the maximum results. So hopefully you've already done all of week 1 and you remember doing this on day 3. Go ahead and in this position, stay low, stay here, make sure that your pelvic floor is lifted, your low abs are pulled in, you're really sitting back. And then if you want to add a little bit of a swim, really get your whole body into it, stretching the arm out in front of you and behind you. 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Okay, go ahead and round it up. Roll out the shoulders. Look the head up and down. Take a quick little stretch break down to the floor. Bottom goes up to the ceiling. Bend one knee at a time and just stretch out the back of the legs. Breathing with it. And then come on down to the floor, lying on your back. Okay, so get yourself comfortable here, and we're gonna begin with little tiny mini leg drops. Tiny, tiny little leg drops, one leg at a time. So find that really nice, strong through the core position with your neutral spine and pelvis. So you're not arched and you're not rounded so far down onto the ground that your pubic bone is going up toward the ceiling. It's nice and neutral at the pelvis and the low back. So engage your pelvic floor. Gently lift your lower belly inward and upward, nice and stable through the core. And you are going to straighten one leg up toward the ceiling and then really keep your abs strong and exhale as you lift the other leg up toward the ceiling. So your knees can be slightly bent, or if you're more flexible, they can stay straight the whole time. So let's just start. I'll start by showing you with my knees slightly bent. So you're gonna drop one leg and then lift. Drop and lift. Make sure that as you're doing this, your low back is not arching off the ground and your low belly is not tenting or pooching upwards. So So you're keeping your low abs pulled in and your low back is in a nice neutral position. So I'm going to show you with my arms overhead just so you can see what's going on at my low back. I encourage you, especially if you're a beginner, to keep your arms on the ground and not mimic what I'm doing with my hands. This makes it quite a bit harder. So if you are more advanced and want to bring your arms overhead, you certainly can, but just know that it will make it quite a bit harder. So tiny little leg drops. Again, if you are more flexible through the backs of your legs, you can have them straight. I'm going to show my legs bent again. Keep going. Let's do 10 more on each side. 9, 8, 7. You should really be feeling it right here. 6, 5, 4. Exhale every time you drop your leg, little tiny exhales. 2 more on each side. 1 more on each side. Okay, hug those knees into the chest. Rock it and roll it. Feels good to just massage out that low back. And now we're gonna do the same thing really, but a little bit faster. So like a little flutter kick. Like we're on our back and we're doing little tiny flutter kicks. So legs up, zip up through the core nice and strong, and tiny little flutter kicks. Little short, sharp exhales to keep yourself nice and engaged through the core. Tiny little flutter kicks. Keep going. About 30 seconds of these. You can do it. So keep going. Abs pulled in. Keep breathing. Tiny little flutter kicks. We're about halfway done. If you're very advanced, you can make it lower. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now keep in mind that when I showed you how I put my legs lower that time, I said if you're advanced, you can do this lower. That was really hard for me. My low back felt like it was wanting to pop up off the floor. So please don't ever push yourself too hard to go beyond the level where you're at right now. It's just not worth it. It's not worth hurting your back. It's not worth hurting yourself. So don't go super low with your legs if you're not ready. I'm not ready, and I do this all the time. So let's go ahead and do, again, something very similar, but we're gonna make the motion now bigger. We're not gonna go so fast, but big scissor kicks with our legs. So again, your knees can be bent or straight if you're very flexible. So zipped up through the core and drop one leg all the way down and then up. Exhale as you bring the leg up. Exhale as you bring the leg up. Your legs don't have to be super straight. They can be slightly bent at the knee as I'm showing here. Or if you're more flexible, you can have your legs straight as an arrow. Just make sure that when the leg comes down, your low back doesn't arch like that. You don't want that. That's gonna hurt your back. So keep your spine neutral, your belly pulled in, and keep breathing. Even if it sounds kind of obnoxious to you, keep doing it anyway. It's important for your health and your safety during these exercises. Is anyone else getting tired? Let's do 5 more on each side. 4 more on each side. 3 more on each side. 1 more on each side. Okay, good job. Hug the knees into the chest. All right, we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. The next thing we're gonna do is a single knee to chest move. So it's kind of a stretch and a strengthener at the same time. So straighten your right leg out in front of you. Don't let your low back arch. You wanna keep everything pulled in and stable through the core. So really hug your inner thigh toward your left foot. And then switch. One more time on each side, just like this. And again. Now this time, you're gonna hold that left knee, hold it. So same thing we were doing, but you're gonna release your hands and you're gonna go ahead and do some swimming. So you're gonna bring your hands back behind you, so off the ground, and then you're gonna swing them around forward. So back behind you and then swing them around forward. You're swimming back behind you and then swing them around forward. Back and then around. Back and around. See how my inner thigh of my right leg is actually touching the foot of my left leg? So keep everything really inward, compacted. That's gonna help your core stability. And then your lower abs are pulled in. So go back with your arms and then forward. 5 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Okay, whoa. I really feel that in my abs. I hope you guys are feeling that too. Roll it out. And don't worry, we're gonna do something to reverse all of this work on our front. We're gonna work our back in just a second, our booty and our low back. But let's do the other side before we move on to that. So engage through the core, and now right knee is into the chest, left leg is long, and super strong and stable through the core. Legs compacting inward to help increase core stability. You can bend the straight leg if you need to. That's totally fine. It's gonna make it easier. But if you are there, you can have it straight out, and then hands go behind you and then swing along forward. It's kind of a strange little swimming style. I don't have room to make my hands really wing out to the side because I'm gonna hit the wall. But if you have room, really wing your arms out to the side. Go ahead and do what you can do in your space. I'm making my motion a little smaller, but as long as you're moving your arms, then you're gonna be getting the benefit of this pose. So let's do 5 more. 4 more, abs are pulled in. 3 more. Don't let your low back arch. 1 more. Oh, hug those knees into the chest. And you should be feeling it deep, guys, deep in the core, deep in the abs. I know I am. Let's go ahead and roll onto our side, and we're gonna move into a swimming on our stomach. So you're on your belly, and you are going to lift opposite arm and leg off the floor. So zip up through your core, lengthen your right leg behind you, lengthen your left leg behind you, and then lift opposite arm and leg off the floor. And other side. So alternating sides. You want to do it with a lot of control, and you want to feel that you're being very even. Whatever one side is doing, however high this side is lifting, that's how high this side should lift. Try to make the two sides even. It's all about balance, symmetry, and control. Make sure also that your shoulders aren't hunching up, and also that your leg isn't going off to the side when you lift it. You want to really feel that you're lengthening away from the opposite arm. Your head can be looking down toward your mat or ahead, but try not to crank the neck upward. Keep going. Now, you can keep going at this pace, just nice and slow and controlled, or if you're more advanced, you can really engage through your bottom, lift everything up, and swim fast, fast. Let's do 30 seconds more of whatever you choose, whether it's this fast swimming or if it's the slow and controlled opposite arm and leg lifting. No matter what you're doing, breathe steadily. 15 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, shake it out. Deep belly breath. And then press up onto your hands and knees briefly and back into an extended child's pose with your knees nice and wide and your arms way out in front of you. Deep belly breath. And then round it up one vertebrae at a time. An excellent job. I hope you really felt that deep in the abs and also, of course, in the back and the bottom area too. So thank you for joining me today. You're really doing great. This is your second week and you're really showing commitment that you've made it all this way through. Keep going. Tomorrow is day 9 and we're gonna have another fun one for you, deep core work. So get ready for it. And remember, until next time, eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter.